In lesson 22, our lesson objectives divide 3 and 4-digit dividends by 2-digit divisors, resulting in 2 and 3-digit quotients. Reasoning about the decomposition of successive remainders in each place value. Now, up to this point, we've only done single-digit quotients. So now we're going to actually be working with 2 and 3-digit quotients. Now, 1A is already done for us, but we're going to go ahead and go through it so we can see where the numbers came from. And we're starting off with 487 divided by 21. The first thing we always do is an estimation. We estimate the divisor first. So we're going to estimate that to 20. And then we're doing multiples of 20. So we're going to go to 400. And we have 400 divided by 20. Take out our tens. We have 40 divided by 2, which gives us 20. Now this is the first time we've actually had a 2-digit divisor when it comes to an estimated quotient. So instead of saying 20, we're going to say 2 tens. And we're going to do that so that when we use our standard algorithm, 487 divided by 21, we're going to take our first 2 tens and I'll put the 2 in the tens place. And then we're going to multiply it out, see what we have left. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and which gives us a difference of 6. And we know this was end up being a good estimate because 6 is smaller than 21. Now we're going to bring down our next digit, which is a 7. And if you start trying to think how doubling 21, that makes it rough. So we're going to stick with our estimation of 20. And I'm going to say 20 will go into 67 3 times. Now 3 times 21, 3 times 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6, and we have a difference of 4. Now we have nothing else to come down, so we know this is going to be a remainder 4. Now in order to check our work to make sure we have the right answer, we're going to multiply our divisor times our quotient. So we have 23 times 21. 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 2 is 2. Place our 0, 2 times 3 is 6, 2 times 2 is 4, and we end up with 483. We have a remainder of 4 we have to add in, and that gives us 487. So it checks. On B, we had 485 divided by 15. Once again, we're going to round the divisor to closest 10, which is 20. And I'm going to take my quotient, my dividend, and multiples. And I can see 400 is going to be closest. So I'm going to go 400. So once again, we have 400 divided by 200. 20, I mean. We're going to take out our zeros, and we got 40 divided by 2, which is 20. Once again, we have a 2-digit quotient. So we're going to rename that as 2 tens. Now we go with our standard algorithm, 485 divided by 15, and I'm going to do it 2 times initially. 2 times 15 is 30, and I subtract it, and I have 18. Now, this is why you always do a check, because our estimation was 2 tens. But I can see I can still get one more 15 out of there. Okay? So the estimation really should have been 3. So I'm doing 485 divided by 15. And I put that 3 instead of 2. 3 times 15 would be 45. That estimation is just a starting point. Now when we subtract it, we got 3, and we're bringing down our next digit. And 15, instead of saying 15, 15 will go into 35. We know 15 will go into 32 times. 2 times 15 is 30. And we have a remainder of 5. To check it, we have 32 times 15. 5 times 2 is 10. 3 times 5 is 15. 1 is 16. Have 0. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 3 is 3. And we have 0, 8, 480. But we have a remainder of 5. When we add that in, we get 485, which is exactly what we started with. Our last example over here, we're going to round 21 to 20. And we have 700, so it's either 6 or 800. I'm going to go with 6. And I've got 600 over 20. Take out our tens. We got 60 divided by 2, which is 3. Now I've got 700 divided by 21. And we're starting off with 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. And we subtract it, we end up with 7. And it's smaller than 21, so we know the estimation was good. Bring it down to 0. Once again, 21 will go into 70. 20 will go into 73 times. 3 times 21 is 63. We subtract it, we're going to get 7 again. So it's going to be 33 remainder 7. Now we have 33 times 21. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 3 is 3. 0, 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. And we have 693. Now we have a remainder of 7. And that gives us 700, which checks what we started with. Okay. On D, I have 399 divided by 31. So we're going to round 31 to 30. We're going to round to 300. And we know when we write this 300 over 30, it'll be 30 divided by 3, which is 10. So we're going to have 110. Okay. So now I have 399 divided by 31. I'm putting 1 above the 10. 1 times 31 is 31. We have a difference of 8. I'm going to bring down the 9. 31 to go into 89. I know we'll only go 2 times because 3 would be more than 90. So this can be 62. And I end up with 27. To check, so we have a remainder 27. So to check, we have 31 times 12. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Played our placeholder. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. And we're going to end up with 372. We have a remainder of 27. We're going to add in. And we have 399. Exactly what we had for our dividend. The second problem, we're going to round to 40. Divided by, and I'm going to make this easy and go to 800. So we have 800 divided by 40. Take out our tens. We have 80 divided by 4, which is 20, which is 2 tens. So now we have 820 divided by 42. Now if I put 2 tens up here, I can see right off the bat, 2 tens, it's going to give me 84. So this is too large. So I have to revise this quotient. So now we have 820, and I'm going to bring it down to 110 times 42. And we're going to end up with 40. Bring down our 0. 42, I know it's not going to go 10, so I'm going to go 9 times. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 4 is 36, 137. When we regroup, we end up with 22. So we have 19, remainder 22. To check, we got 42 times 19. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 4 is 36, 137. Put a 0 for placeholder. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 4 is 4. We have 8, 9, 798. We have 22 to add on from our remainder. We have 10, 20, 820, which is exactly what we started with. Our last one. Our last one's going to be a little more difficult. Okay. So I can tell by this one here, if I rounded it to 60, I'm going to have a rough time finding a quotient or a compatible number here because I'm looking for 900. Well, don't know my sixes that well to go up that high. Okay, so I'm just looking for a starting place. So I'm going to go ahead and round to 50 divided by 1,000 divided by 50. So when we went 1,000 divided by 50, take them out, and I can see this would be 20. So this would be equals 2 tens. So that's just giving me a starting spot. So now I'm going to go 908, and I'm dividing it by 56 and 2 tens. 2 times 6 would be 12. 2 times 5 is 10, 1's 11. Okay, so this 2 tens is going to be too much, so I need to go down to 110. So starting over, I have 908, 56. I have 110. 1 times 56 is 56. And when we regroup, we're going to end up with 34. I'm going to bring down my 8. Now, if we're looking at 50s, or 60s, I mean, I know 60 times 5 would be 300. Okay. So 60 times 6 would be 36. So let's try 5 first. 5 times 6. Let's do it up here. 56 times 5. That's going to be just 30. That's 25, 28. Okay. Well, I can see I still have some room. Let's try 6 times. 56 times 6. That'd be 36. That'd be 33. Okay, so I can see I can get 6 of them out of there. So I'm going to subtract 3, 36. And I'm going to end up with 2, 12. So I have 16, remainder 12. To check it, we're going to go 56 times 12. 6 times 2 is 12. 5 times 2 is 10. And 1 is 11. We have a 0, 6, and a 5. So we have 2, 7. We have 672. Oh, where did I get that 12 from? I'm doing the wrong check. We got 16 times 56. 56 times 16. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 5 is 30, and 3 is 33. Add our placeholder. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 5 is 5. And we end up with 896. We have 896, and we're going to add in our 12, which is 8, 10, 908, which is exactly what we started. Now we're going to do a word problem. That was a rougher problem. When dividing 878 by 31, a student finds a quotient of 28 with a remainder 11. Check the student's work and use the check to find the error in the solution. All right. Well, I'm just going to put this so I can see it when dividing 878. So I'm going to put that 878 by 31. And it says they got a quotient of 28, remainder 11. So I know to check, I would do 31 times 28. And 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. 0. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. When I add them together, I have 8, 6, and 8. 868. Now, I can see here that when we have that 11 for a remainder, I end up with 9, 7, 879. Okay, so I would say that the error the student made was that they added 10 instead of 11. Or it's probably going to be a regrouping error. Okay, so let's work it out and see where we can see that. 2 times 31, 2 times 1 would be 2, 2 times 3 would be 6. When subtracted is 5 would be 25. We're going to bring down the 8. Now they said 8, so let's multiply the 8 out. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 3 is 24. And a 10. Okay. So, in all actuality, the remainder should have been 10. They sit there and they had a remainder of 11 instead. So that's their error.